Good afternoon, everybody. James Hosford here, once again back with Nicola Gertler for the second time. We're back for Game 2 of the Grand Final. New South Wales Blue Tongues versus New South Wales Blue Bottles at State Shield 2024. So how you going, Nicola? What do you think is going to happen on this occasion?
I'm great, thanks, Hoss. We just had a really good win against Queensland as Victoria, so we're pretty pumped for finishing in third place. I think this game, I really hope, is going to be more competitive than our first in the Grand Final series. New South Wales Blue Bottles got blown out of the water by the Blue Tongues in our previous match, so I'm really hoping the Blue Bottles have come back with, fire in their tummies and all revved up and are going to provide us a really good showing for this game. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's also, like I said earlier, it's a question of how will the Blue Tongues manage it. Will they have anything in reserve and be patient with their rotations, and what will the Bottles bring? We certainly have a massive rotation change at the start. We've got Cooper Fitzgerald versus Benji Pinto for the race, which is new. And then Shields versus Harry Jones for the beaters. Richard Crumryan's about to start us off. Right, here we go. Oh, Benji's close there, but looks like Cooper's going to get it.
Yeah, Cooper on that. And yeah, there we go. That's a goal for New South Wales Blue Tongues. Raj Kapoor there, Cooper Fitzgerald. So it's 10-0 in favour of Blue Tongues.
Yeah, we saw last game that it was all Raj Kapoor early. He scored their first three, ended up with 4 or 5. He just set the tone really early, and they've got him back on with Olivia Coleman, which is the same rotation as last time, possibly the MVP last game, Olivia Coleman. She's just dominating with possession down in the tight left pocket and just feeding Raj for endless alley-oops. Benji Pinto, the shot's on there, I don't mind that, but he's pulled it short and Carrie Crawford's picked it up. So we've got big exchanges here. A fast break opportunity. Sam Chitten's going to come at Ryan Shields, open up, and Carrie Crawford will lead this fast break. Gets it to Kapoor in the side.
There are no beaters here for the New South Wales Blue Bottles. Oh, good block there by Logan Davies.
Big block. So the control play's been made. Harry Jones swats it back really well there. And so now, once again, no blood draw opportunity. Liv Coleman scores it, and then they'll be able to get set back on defence now. So Sam Chittenden starting this one with Harry Jones. It's a pairing I was really keen to see a lot of, because to me that's the best way to have Sam Chittenden get into beating, play with a club teammate and the most experienced beater on this team. So we've got Benji Pinto coming up now on with Charlotte Wen, and you've got Mayu Kawaguchi and Logan Davis in the corners. So it's another change up to the lines again. It's good, again, like last game, we've got another of the reserves starting. Harry Jones pressing out high, Kawaguchi's got it in the corner. That's good, she's trying to beat Crawford as the first defender. Gets it back to Wen, and this is where she's really dangerous with the beats there. Fitzgerald with a one-on-one fast break, you've got to back him here. Easy.
What I really love is when someone does a fast break and they have an open hoop in front of them, they don't take the whole hoop with them. It's such an egotistical, arrogant thing to do, and it really sucks for the goal ref. Please do not recklessly destroy the hoops.
That I agree with. I thought you were about to say doesn't yeet the ball a long way away, and I was going to well disagree with you there. Always yeet the ball a long way away. That's good.
There's definitely...
You've got to defensively reset.
Yeah, absolutely. There is definitely a strategy in yeeting the ball a long way away.
So you've got Charlotte Wen down here in the corner. Jones pressing high, which is what you've got to do on Wen. So they're always playing a couple of the Canberra ones together. Here we go. This is where Charlotte's really dangerous, but great beater work, and Raj Kapoor's there. No bludgers again. So it's just coming down in the end to the beaters. I feel like the beaters have been the big strength of the Bottles this weekend, because they came in as that was the clear inexperience and perceived weakness. And they haven't dominated, but as Coach Cam Walker spoke to me earlier, he was really impressed at how much their beaters have stepped up and how much they've surprised, and that was where you guys as Victoria would have thought you would have had them covered, and they competed really well. But in the end here, there's just a class difference, and Harry Jones is doing what he so often does in big finals and just controlling the space completely without having to ever throw his bludger very much.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Blue Bottles have stepped it up. It's interesting to see that they're not, starting superstar Chris Collins, probably not starting their top lineup, but it looks like Coach Cameron Walker is going for giving lots of players game time and lots of opportunity in this game.
Another fast break opportunity here. That's good from Benji Pinto, makes it work, but Jacob Sutherland still showing. That's clever from Sutherland there. Sean Armstrong had the beater pressure there. And rather than panic and shoot, he's just drawn that beat and found Bianca Scalone. And that's exactly where she's at her strength there, to just find those little easy corner alleys. So yeah, early beta rotation to get Sean Armstrong into the game. I don't mind this matchup actually, because obviously Harry Jones does dominate, but Sean Armstrong's always really up for the contest and matches up.
Great strip there from Logan Davies.
As we just saw there, Armstrong matches up surprisingly well against Harry Jones a lot of the time, for reasons I can't entirely make sense of. So back to Bella Barr in the centre. She's got room here. She's going to use it. Finds Sutherland. That's unlucky for Scalone, just hands. That was beautiful play. That's a really basketball play you don't see a lot there, where rather than make a cut or be in space, Sutherland just kind of boxed out the defenders, used his size, and just stood back to goals and took an easy offload ball from Arabella Barr. He can use his size to do that. It's something more players in traffic should do. So Kelsey Collins on now for Sam Chittenden. And here's Chris Collins now in the green headband, so I want to see what he's got here.
Yeah, Kelsey Collins, Chris Collins, no relation.
And this is, you've got Charlotte Wen and Logan Davis, they're calling Mayu Kawaguchi. This is getting closer to their strongest line here. I'd like to see when Chloe Kneebone comes on now. Oh, Charlotte, beautiful. That big block there, that's always the risk on this line. And now Harry Jones makes the beat. Now we get another fast break. I feel like, yeah, this game the Bottles seem to be a lot more dynamic and posing more threats in offense, but it's always risk reward because they're kind of better offensively. It's actually making them even more vulnerable to the fast break because they're playing more aggressively.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think the Bottles have definitely started this game out stronger, but they're just really struggling on that defense to stop driving players.
Double Briscoe Bros on again, and then the younger Brendan's got it, finds Bianca Scalone. She's having a great little run in the corner here. Well done from Zale, because Chris Collins is going to threaten Bella Barr there. Pass a little too high there. That'll be a reset ball for Charlotte Wen in the corner. That's good. Now we've got a bunch of beater action here that almost resulted in a control change for the Bottles, but I think the Tongues have gotten away with that, yeah.
Yeah, Zale backing up Kelsey Collins there. Zale Briscoe looked like Tongues were going to lose control, but Zale just cleaned up because he's just that little bit faster than Sean Armstrong.
So we now have a very serious line with the Bottles. I want to see how we're going here because we've got the JV James Lim and Vicky Huynh as the beaters, and we've got Amber Brearley on in the corner. In that matchup, she has really well with Chris Collins, the Daywalker teammate, with the two Canberras up top with Logan and Charlotte. So really want to see what they can bring here. That's perfect to Amber Brearley, and that was on, but they're shooting on too much size. You've got to be able to make that spacing to have an open. The shots are on. We don't take them enough in this country, but you've got to have those open lanes, not bodies. And that's the problem when you have big bodies in the way. You're scared to drive on them, so you do the only worst option and shoot on them. Jacob Sutherland. Oh, that's great from Chris Collins. Gets the ball out, but Sutherland recovers it calmly. A good slow play there, just keeping it calm. It's good. Sutherland controlling it really well here. He's never quite sure where to place himself here, but he's been very deep in traffic in this game, whether he's got the ball or not. It's the rebound there. That's probably going to go out. Yeah, Arabella Barr can't rescue that.
Bit of a silly shot there, honestly. Straight into players.
Yeah, both teams are a bit guilty of it this match, and that's where the fatigue comes in. Like you think you're up for it, but you end up not quite taking the more physical option, almost subconsciously.
Yeah, very true.
So still time to play. Sutherland's got his shooting range here. Once again, he fakes at the shot and finds Scalone. Get a fumble there in these difficult conditions. Chris Collins had an opportunity out the side there, but he's been beat out. So the ball keeps resetting to the Tongues. The high-pressed beaters are controlling it really well for the Tongues here, and that they're kind of flubbing every offense, but not losing the quaffle anyway. Finally, the Bottles will get an opportunity to break. On one bludger. Collins finds Brearley in the corner. There's room here if they can feed it back. Sutherland's covered the angle well, but it's still Bottles' ball. Logan Davis an opportunity here.
Oh, unlucky. And we have a foul on the play. Kelsey Collins sticking her hand up saying, I was fouled. I didn't quite see what it was. Oh, no, it's a broken broom. My apologies.
Okay.
Yeah. Broken broom on the play. So it does look like JV James Lim's strip of Kelsey was legal. So that brings the Bottles back with control. But they're in a really bad position down right in deep in Tongues territory.
Yeah, the Bludgers are in an okay position for them player-wise, but yeah, they just have no capacity to get this back on defense. So where's that quaffle reset to here? Should be, is it with Jacob Sutherland up in the corner?
Yeah, it's with, I believe it's with Jacob.
At his pace there, he should be. Although if Chris Collins is in, this could be an interesting matchup. He may be beat out, but I think he's beat out and just going back on his broom anyway because that's the kind of man he is. That's great from Logan Davis. That's unlucky there because he put really good pressure on Sutherland, but he makes the shot tumbling, which is great. Blue Bottles ball.
I think that's controlling the third, actually, from the Blue Tongues, flicking theirs back while their partner had a bludger. But refs didn't pick it up, no biggie.
A little bit too clever there. You had a little bit of byplay there between Wen and Collins that totally broke down. Now we've got Olivia Colton and Alex Butler on there in that matchup. And Max Brenner's finally on in the corner. They've not been using him at the start at all much this year, interestingly.
Yeah, they've really been favouring playing Jacob a lot over Max at keeper, which is really interesting because in the past, we know Jacob has historically played in a chaser role.
Yeah.
And keeping is, same ball, but quite a different strategy.
Tom Russell running his usual line. He runs there from the pocket back into the centre, finds Brenner. Max Brenner is a reluctant starter at club level, so I think he's very happy to not have to start. That's why he often lets Gunny do it for the Nightmares.
Okay.
Because Gunny loves it. Max isn't a big fan of starting. He likes to just jump into his work, and it lets him, if he needs to, do a really big run. He could play the rest of this match now if he wanted to. He just has the luxury of not needing to in this unit. So Liv Coleman with the fast break here. Yeah, rather than take the pass, Brenner will screen out.
Oh, huge beat from Ryan Shields.
Massive cross-field beat. Two of them. And now Alex Butler with the fast break. If he can miss a Shana Bay here, but he doesn't have the vision. Breaks over Tom Russell. Chris Collins lunges at him and leaves his feet, but gets away with it.
That's rough. I thought Bottles were playing really well in that little transition there. Ryan Shields coming on and making an absolute difference for the Bottles. Huge beat, but unfortunately Tongues are just too dominant.
Yeah, it's much more open. Yeah, it does feel like there's more energy and overall physicality in the game, but the Bottles just can't find a way to score on the Tongues at the moment. They're in real lockdown defense mode. So you've got Georgia Kozlova on here with the bludger. With Giacomo Abuba on and Eloise Taylor down in the corner here. So they're going through their rotations. Taylor back to Alex Butler. Ashana Bay's missed that beat. There'll be opportunity here for the Bottles now. There's a lot of defense. The Butler's not trusting himself on here, which is the right call. But if they can keep the ball moving here. Maddie Moulton misses. Huge chance here. If Amber Brearley can get it back out to Abuba and then reset. Here we go. Fast drive time. Big opportunity here for Giacomo Abuba. He'll back himself here. Finds Alex Butler. We've got a stoppage. I suspect this might be for a beat call back on Giacomo earlier in the play. I saw a bludger look like it got him. Yep, it appears so. We're getting a turnover. So
unlucky. That was looking great for the Bottles.
It was a first bludger miss, but the second got him just as he started the drive. Max Brenner dominating again. I had a feeling we'd get to this point. We didn't see a lot of it last game, but we're into one of those situations where Brenner really gets himself cooking.
Absolutely.
So 80-0 now, unfortunately, but it's just pure class from the Blue Tongues, who are really dominating. And I heard, talking to Eden Hodge earlier after their first match, their review was that it was the best they've ever seen the Blue Tongues play through the sort of few years they've been involved in the whole training camp. So they've picked at the right time in terms of their synergy. So Liv Coleman with the fast break again. They'll run screens here to give her the opportunity. Too good.
Oh, absolutely dominant.
That's great stuff. And she ends up just dunking clean over Giacomo Abuba there. That's great. So we're at 90-0. You feel the energy's dropping a bit from the Bottles here, and this is where you want to see them really lift again. I'm interested to see what the next lines are, because we've got Benji Pinto ready to come back on again. Are they going to go back for second runs here, or is there more to come?
There's a few players that haven't been on yet. H. Senarathi, Eden Hodge hasn't had a run yet, so it's likely we will see them come on in some capacity pretty soon, I'd say. Because
there's always a few in the fuller squad who aren't dressed and ready for each particular game, because we have 23 or 4 in 21, but I'm not sure who is out for the team this game, because all their reserves have been playing. I know that we've got Ollie Dinner as one of the ones that's out for this game.
Oh, is Ollie injured?
I assume, at least I think it's just rotational, but because Ollie was spectacular, particularly in the Victorian game earlier. It was one of the big... Giacomo Abuba with a huge block there. They sort of both faked each other there. McConnell kind of slowed up to try and fake Abuba out, and then he just kind of did the same thing and took care of it anyway. McConnell should have just backed herself and gone through there and remembered that one-on-one tackling isn't Abuba's strength. He's got great sort of team stretch work, but through his basketball background there, he's not yet the elite one-on-one tackler I know he's working towards being.
Oh, good beating there from Ashana Bay, cleaning up.
Yeah, it's unlucky on Chloe Kneebone. Didn't have the vision there. This is her first run now, Chloe Kneebone. So we'll see what she's got to bring. So again, they've gone to a really strong line here, especially chaser-wise. But Max Brenner is just coming off now. He's come on, got 3 or 4 really easily. And now back for Raj Kapoor. So they're into a more traditional setup now where they're just running their 3 big boys through the keeper rotation with Sutherland, Kapoor and Brenner. But there's just so much to come. Yeah, we haven't seen Luke Derrick yet. We haven't seen a couple from the Blue Tongues. Here's Rebecca Robb for the first time now. In an exchange with Maddie Moulton, she's able to deflect that away and then fast break aggressive. That's superb. That's great from Maddie Moulton. But it gives Chloe Nebo an opportunity. She's really good in this space. Oh, that's
so unlucky.
We had a hands up from the goal ref initially, so it's obviously a near miss there. But that's outstanding. That's exactly her great game. Oh, brilliant from Alex Butler. So we had the lazy reset there, and Carrie Crawford's just sort of stood near the line there, and Butler's just made that little play to push them out and has ended up returning the ball to Bottle's possession, and now here's the opportunity. But
nice big beat from Ashana Bay.
Sean's been huge this game. Hasn't had huge amounts of minutes all the time there, but has played a massive stint in this game and dominated.
I was disappointed to see Ashana on the roster for Nations Cup, but never taking the field. I understand that he was focused on coaching.
And I believe there's eligibility. Like, he was obviously eligible there, but having played before, I think that was always a bit of an emergency option kind of thing, as someone who's had the privilege of being involved in World Cups before. But that's all a complex sort of situation I'm not super involved in. But know what you mean. It's a pleasure to see him play at all times. He's so fun to watch and so silky smooth in all his skills. So Sam Chittenden's back in the second round with Luke Derrick. So I feel like they're running a rotation with one more male beater in the line here, the Blue Tongues. And I'm not sure who's entirely missing on that, but that's beautiful. Cooper Fitzgerald with the easy finish. She's so deadly in that position there with the aggressive alleys. Bottles didn't have the opportunity to break quickly because the quaffle has crossed halfway, so that'll reset back for them. Here's Eden Hodge for the first time. Blue Bottles ball at 110-0 now.
Just for people watching at home, our scores are on the wrong side. The Blue Bottles are in white. The Blue Tongues are in blue.
Yeah. And you'll see on the stream when it's centered that the on-screen score, the on-field score display is switched around and is the correct way, so you can trust on that one as well. That's good. Carrie Crawford with the fast break opportunity here, but is patient with it. There's the Arabella Barr. So interesting, they're playing Arabella Barr and Carrie Crawford together here. They often fulfill similar roles, sort of being the first ball carrier as Carrie is doing now up in the top. But Barr's adaptable and has moved into the pocket here to do some corner work. Cooper Fitzgerald in that trademark position of his, incredibly deep out the back, basically out of shot. Here he comes now, he'll get it. And this is where he's deadly, too good. You can telegraph that one from far, and that's the difficulty with the Blue Bottles team. Some lack experience to read those early, but even if you have them, that's the kind of play. It doesn't really matter if you can read it or not. He's so deadly. Luke Derrick's clean missed that there.
No beater, yeah. No beaters there for the Blue Bottles.
Just a high press opportunity he's missed, and it's given the Bottles no bludgers, yeah. Nebo back to Abuba. They're in a tightened defense mode here, but Abuba can back himself physically here. That's great from Raj Kapoor, pushes him out. And now they've got one home. That's beautiful defense. That's safe. Eden Hodge is safe there. Oh,
unlucky. That was so good from Hodge.
But
there we go.
Beautiful.
Blue Bottles are on the board. I thought Eden's attempt there was really good. Giacomo picking up the loose ball. Yeah, really nice.
I assume that was Giacomo Abuba who finished that. I didn't see
it
was some traffic there. It was. Angie Molino in the centre also did a beautiful little piece of work there. That's a really good scramble and scrap play to get back to that. That's great. So Bottles on the board, which is awesome to see. The Tongues coming up now. We've managed to build a good crowd here. I was sort of a bit confused because you would think the crowd would be the same every match. It's the maths of how 4 teams work, but I think everyone respecting that we're into the grand final now.
Oh, there's been a lot of parents come down to watch. As we saw on the interview before, we've got Arabella Barr's mum, Kerry. Steph Manshaw's parents have come down to watch.
We've got a lot of local parents, yeah.
Yeah, we've got some local parents and some local partners. And Maddie Bell's rocked up.
Yeah, we saw that earlier. That's great to see.
Yeah, unfortunately, Maddie Bell is not playing for Victoria. It was her sister's wedding yesterday. And then I think they had a brunch this morning. So she was just like, I can't commit, which is very unfortunate for Victoria. But
it was a beautiful floating pass from Giacomo Abuba there. Just couldn't quite get to Eloise Taylor. The angles were difficult with the taller defenders. So, Luke Derrick, in that mode he often gets to where he's not really playing in the traditional vertical structures. He's kind of just loitering in the sidelines and bursting out and trying to create fast break opportunities. And that's why she's trusting his defenders in the chaser game, because he's not really playing any defense, basically, Luke Derrick. He knows he doesn't have to, and that Kelsey Collins can do it. Oh, that's great feet. That looked through from here, but we trust young James Hewish behind the sticks there. Jacob Sutherland. Oh, that's really good from A. Merlino. Good feet. Makes Sutherland have to make a few moves out of there.
Harry Jones subbing back on for the Blue Tongues.
Max Brenner trying to just get the energy. Max Brenner's trying to get everyone calm here. The Tongues have got a bit of scrappy play going on. It's all a bit frenetic. They need to sort of remember the game circumstance and just control the pace from here. It's game over here. It's hard because when you're this far up, it's easy to get complacent. You think, there's no need to slow the pace down too much, but you're a couple of bludger control, fatigue, and injuries away from a huge tear the other way. You've just got to control your time and pace well. So you've got high ball there for Jacob Sutherland, who's deadly behind. He's got an avenue here. Chloe Kneebone and Giacomo Abu have done really well. There's something snapped somewhere. It's not a person.
It's a broom.
I think it's Eden Hodges' broom.
It's a broom.
Got Eden generally frustrated there, waiting for activity on the broom. That's great from Bottles. That's just really good, tight defense there. We had Amy Merlino wrestling around with Olivia Coleman 3 times the height, which was fun to watch, but also just brilliant. She was able to recognise the matchup is won there by having faster feet instead. Mm-hmm. And it was just constantly, as Coleman was trying to set the screen there, she was just breaking around the screen, and it took away the drive opportunity there, which forced the ball to go out back to Sutherland, and then 2 other defenders collapsed on it. That's great stuff. I believe we might be having a wider stoppage here. Timeout has been called, I assume by Blue Tongues, because they were generally having some frenetic energy, and Blue Bottles called theirs earlier in the matchup, didn't it, I believe? Unless I'm remembering the last match there of the grand final series. But so at 100.
No, I don't think we've had a timeout yet. Okay. I think this is our first timeout of the game. Game time is
18:58, so we're right before the release here. We've got Max Duke again, it looks like, which makes sense. Giacomo's come over here. I don't know if he's hurt or he's heading for first aid, so I think it might be just a little bit of treatment for Giacomo Abuba there. He's been caught up in a lot of physical stuff. He's been backing himself to drive, but he's been driving on a collapsed Blue Tongue defense that has really handled him well. He hasn't had a clean look all day, basically.
Yeah, other than that one goal, Blue Tongues have been pretty solid, honestly.
Yeah. So we're in the stoppage here, so we're about to have the flag runner release. So we're interested to see. Cooper Fitzgerald's usually who your back has been doing their start work mostly, and you'd assume Carl Kovarik for Blue Bottles, who was so unlucky last game, got an immediate clean look first run and was very, very close to getting it, and then from there never really got a look because of the bludger control situation. And then, as usually happens when you give him enough time with control, Cooper Fitzgerald found a way. So, we're in the timeout now. Big. As you often see at these tournaments, the deeper it goes and the more important a game gets, the ref team just seems to grow for some reason.
Oh, yeah. I love that. Shout out to a lot of our Victorian players who brought along referee shirts. Our referee team is looking very professional in their black and white stripes. And it just makes it so much easier to tell who the referees are when you're playing on field and not throw bludgers at them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, score is 130 Blue Tongues, 10 Blue Bottles. We're looking to resume the play in a couple of seconds.
We're going to resume shortly. Hopefully broadcast is still working well for everybody. I had some weird issues that made it look like it wasn't up, but they've found a different link and it looks perfect. So big shout out to our great friend Jack Scott here. He's doing a great deal of camera work pretty much all day. That's the beauty of the non-playing volunteer, which you get so few of, but as Nicola and I well know at these tournaments, they end up working harder than anybody at the event because there's always about 3 of them and they're reliable to do something every single game slot for 2 days, every single time. That's how your life was when you were hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got resume here, Blue Tongues ball now. Got a whole bunch of interesting beta play going down this far end here. Really aggressive stuff there from Ryan Shields. Harry Jones trying to put pressure here. Olivia Coleman back in the pocket where she was working last game. Beautiful ball to Arabella Barr. Shieldsy has hit the ground there, but Barr's had a bit of a brain fade and dropped the quaffle thinking she was beaten when she very clearly wasn't. Easily, that was a ground ball first. And then Amy Molino's been able to retrieve it, get it to Giacomo Abuba. And Tongues is set back with 2. So back to Harry Jones and Sam Chittenden now.
Oh, big miss there from Harry Jones. Good beating from Ryan Shields. It's not often that we see that from Harry.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, that's a clean catch.
Oh, there we go.
That's a clean catch. I'm calling it now. That
Looked
looked
good to me.
pretty damn good.
Luckily, our broadcast is slightly behind, so I'll be able to have a look at our own little replay in the booth here. But Carl Cover, here's Giacomo and Carl with some UCID business. But that's a beautiful and clean catch from Carl Kovarik. He's been excellent all weekend. Very, very clutch long seeker there. Yep, looks very clean to me. So we got to wait and see. That's great to see. That's 30 points that been really good for the Bottles, really. And then hopefully, there'll be 3 more goals to win here with the Blue Tongues, and we see if the Bottles can put some more pressure on them. A lot of the time here in this end game, it's not even about can you score more. It's how much can you frustrate them. It's just finishing the game in these scenarios is so weird. The Bottles will take a huge win if they can suddenly make this take 10 minutes and stop offences and make the Tongues have to constantly have 9 or 10 drives. That will frustrate them so much for no reason. Even though you're home, you get antsy because the finish line's right in sight now for them. They're 3 goals from another championship.
I hate playing overtime. Overtime is really hard.
It is.
Like flag runner on field, or snitch on pitch as we used to call it, is really, really tough in terms of beaters need to split their attention between the seeker game and the quaffle game. There's a lot of beater battles. It's a lot of running. There's a lot of doing laps back to the hoops. But the pressure you feel when you have to play overtime is so high.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Oh, no, that's a blue card. I believe that's a blue card to
Ryan Shields, which is going to invalidate our catch. Because it will have been a foul off ball, but before, because Carl looks like he's getting ready to go again. Bludger guarding was the call. Right, so we're about to resume here. So we've had a bludger guarding call. That's unlucky from Ryan Shields. In that chaos there, you're sort of never really sure where everything's flying and never thinking that much about it. And again, he's an inexperienced beater in relative terms at this level, Ryan Shields. He's his first year doing it seriously. So we're going to resume here. He's still in a decent situation here, Carl Kovarik, because he's got Vicky covering him right there. Harry Jones is obviously there. The question is, what plays is he going to try and make here? Vicky or Carl? He's got one big clear throw here. Do you trust the snitch and go at Vicky first here, or do you make the immediate? Knowing Harry, I think he'll try to make the higher risk, the lower percentage throw straight at Carl and back that he can just win a one-on-one beater contest after that.
Yeah, and the bludger is the third bludger, the green one, is getting turned over to Sam Chittenden. So Harry's got backup and support on their way.
So you can play high risk. And then you've got Cooper right there behind as well. Cooper's so close to the play though, that if you take Vicky out straight away, Cooper should be able to get in there and do a physical blocking game on Carl there. But that's been Cooper's really good offensively, but he's had a hard time.
That sucks.
Vicky's lost a bludger as well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a double bludger turnover, which means that... Oh, no.
No, that's checking. I'm about to say that didn't sound right because it's Ryan that committed the foul and Ryan's bludger that's already been turned over. You don't lose both. I mean, you never lose both. That's the whole principle of our game, that there's always one with each team. Harry fakes. Oh, Vicky's made the block. But there was a bit of confusion there about the call. But Carl's got an opening here still. I'm not sure where Sam Chittenden's ended up.
Oh, there we go. Sam Chittenden getting there to beat Carl.
Now Cooper's got a very clean look here. Danger.
Oh,
Snitch
good
is struggling.
Stop. Yeah.
Fitzgerald's very close here.
Good stop there by the Blue Bottles on defense.
Carl Kovarik's back in. So I back Carl in this matchup, but it's just hard with the beater pressure that's on. So yeah, Blue Bottles will come up with the quaffle after that big stop there. Oh, he's done it again. Outstanding. He really is the new young superstar seeker of this tournament. Although Eden Hodge would beg to differ, but we don't get to call Eden young anymore.
No, absolutely not. Sorry, Eden, you're a veteran now.
To be fair, Carl's been playing for a long time too. As I talked about in game one, he's just sort of faded in and out of the game a bit and not really had a big, hard, committed year until this year. Mm-hmm. And that's always hard. It's hard when you're on the university team. So because he's representative of the University of Sydney Unspeakables, who have three who've played big minutes in this game. So it's great to see with all the struggles with the university quad ball that we've still got such representation out there.
Oh, absolutely.
You've had Andy and Ash and people like that, still representing the Muggles, and UCID players
Muggles
here.
are more a community team
Yeah,
now. They're
it's
not
a
really
combined team,
affiliated with
Yeah.
Monash, so we don't call them the Monash Muggles anymore. We
Yeah.
just call them the Muggles.
You've got a couple of Macquarie and on this Blue Bottles team as well who've played big minutes. Alright, so we've got deliberation here, but looks like we're good to go. It's going to be 40 points now to the Blue Bottles. That scoreline looks much more competitive and deserving for them. So our set score's 160, as we know. 3 more goals for the Blue Tongues and 12 for the Blue Bottles. It's a big ask, but they've got an opportunity right here. That pass is missed though, and Liv Coleman will clean it up. Fast break opportunity here. Molino engages Coleman early. Oh, that's a huge
great
block.
st-
That
oh,
hoop
no.
is absolutely finished.
That's a
Brilliant.
broken hoop. Broom's down.
That's a dangerous
Come on.
broken hoop. There was a great deal of general carbon fibre confetti out of that, as I would call it, and it's just shattering everywhere. Big noise and a lot of debris.
Oh, wow. We got spares. I hope it wasn't a Victorian one. Anthony Hogan, who makes our hoops, who's famous for making the best hoops in Australia, lives in Tasmania now.
Wow. You can see the bases. They're the Hogan bases. They're certainly a sturdy set. But the thing with something like that, the base is irrelevant. That was clearly a weight through the primary pipe area there, and we probably had a breakage like in the actual pole and on the joint. So when you get the double breakage there is when you get real debris. And you go to replace the broken pole and realise that you've broken the joint down below it. That's when you have real issues.
We have plenty of spare joints. We do not have spare poles.
Really?
Victoria, at least. Yeah, we have. Anthony gave us a whole heap of spare joiners, but no spare poles when we bought our set off him.
Yep.
So, yep.
This is one of the many quirks of our game. We're just doing nothing for a bit as we figure out exactly what's been broken and what the plan is to replace it.
Are you coming to the social, James?
Certainly will be.
Oh, excellent.
Well, actually, it has occurred to me I do need to check with our tournament director because I've not yet purchased any ticket because my understanding is I'm not required to.
As a non-playing key volunteer, you are not required to purchase a social ticket.
I hope that's the case for our friend Jack Scott here.
Oh, I will make sure it's
volunteer.
the case for our friend Jack Scott here.
Outstanding.
Oh, excellent.
My friend Jack Scott has already checked. He's on the ball. I'm not. I need to talk to Taylor. Right, here comes our replacements here from our assistant tournament director, Elizabeth May, who, following the tradition of Ryan Shields, is in high quality hat form, I must say. That's a good piece of headwear, and I've cursed it. There's the commentator's curse there. We've lost the headwear. Bit of a breeze. Harry Huang is rushing onto field slightly with his unusual gait.
I'm surprised Harry Huang hasn't played because New South Wales Blue Bottles put him on the roster quite late.
I think it was just a cover plan in case sort of things went wrong with injuries, which to be fair, they've had. We've had George Kieran go down with a shoulder injury, but clearly it was just cover basis. I'm glad. It's great to see because this is meant to be, because it was a sort of a last minute thing, and Harry Huang's so passionate about like helping young players here, and this is a development team. So I think that's the right call, and he's really trusting his young beta call here, Cam Walker. It's partly because they've come up big for him. I think the other reason Harry Huang was there was injury cover, and also I think the slight perception of there may be a few here who might really struggle, and they've come up well enough for him that he's not needed to call on the veteran. All right, so we've got the hoops in place. We've got no dramas here. We're going to resume. Outstanding work. So that's right. That was in a finishing goal. So it'll be a clean keeper reset. I think we've got the ball out the back with H here, but I believe the Tongues scored there, did they not?
I think the goal was good.
So you're going to reset here to the keeper, you'd assume. Mustn't have been, because they've got it with H. Very strange. It might just be that they'd already done a quick reset before the Brooms Down was called, actually, now I think about it. Like, it doesn't really mean anything. So we're off and running. My car, that little fumble made all the difference there. Oh, Maddie, that's outstanding. She's done this beautiful little one-touch throw on there to functionally create a double beat situation. Brenner with a long ball for Liv Coleman. She's got a lot of room here. Bella Bar in the centre where she likes to play. Back to Brenner. They're going to score here. That's outstanding. So goal for Blue Tongues there. We've finally found we've gotten to the ultimate hat off that I wanted to see. The bucket hat bros, Ryan Shields and Max Brenner. It's a pity they're playing different positions. But Shields carving up around on the offensive end here. Hits Maddie Moulton. And now gets our head ref square in the back. That's just beautiful. Another easy goal. So we're at match point now. We're about to be at the end of the tournament proper, it looks like. We're at 100 according to the scoreboard, we've had an added one on here I don't think belongs, but we're at 150 to 40 is the correct score, I'll confirm. Match point for the Blue Tongues. And now they have a fast break opportunity here. We've gone brooms down with Tom Russell holding the ball. I think we might have a hurt player. Unclear. I don't know what's going on. Actually, this might be a scoring dispute because there is currently a dispute on the screen we have here and on the table. But I would have thought it's clearly the correct on the table because the game would be over otherwise. But it's very clear that since the stoppage and since the catch, they've caught 2.
Yes, absolutely.
Otherwise, it would be awkward because Richard might be coming in to say game over.
No, there's definitely been only, like, I'm pretty confident there's only been 2 goals since the snitch catch.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blue Tongues have a really clear fast break opportunity here. I think they're going to take it.
Tom Russell chance to finish it, but he's jinking around. That's great work from Centre Varatnia there to just hold Russell up enough to make him go the long way around. But he's finished it. Tom Russell with the winning goal for the Blue Tongues over the Blue Bottles, which has a poeticness to it there. But yeah, we're at game over. That is another title for the New South Wales Blue Tongues. That is 5 in a row across 2018, 19 and the last 3 years since our COVID resumption. We've got New South Wales Blue Bottles with their best finish ever. We've got a lot of emotion and a lot of happiness and pride in the Bob Bottles there. We've got a bit of waterworks from the great board member Rebecca Robb, which I think is to be expected. And yeah, so then the post-game huddles here. So what we're going to see next here is there will definitely be more to come. It's under review exactly what that will be yet, but everyone stick around. We will have between 1 and 2 more matches yet. There will either be continuing game 3s as consolations, or we might be switching the teams around to have different teams play each other again that we've had matchups from earlier for different variety. And there might also yet be, depending on what the tournament directors are looking at and inquiring, some more interesting exhibitions. We're not sure how it's going to go yet, but we'll bring you whatever's to come, and hopefully, if the technology works and we have the available broadcast infrastructure, we'll bring you as much of the presentation as we can as well. But yeah, certainly we'll bring more interviews because we definitely will have the space for that. So for now, we're going to finish up from here, give you time to breathe and remember that we've had the New South Wales Blue Tongues glorious again for the 5th time in a row. But we'll definitely be back on air shortly with some combination of consolation, exhibition matches, interviews and presentations. So thanks very much for your work here, Nicola. You've definitely still got more games to play, whatever they'll be, so
yes.
You're going to get yourself prepared for that.
Looking forward to it.
Outstanding. All right, thanks very much, everyone. Stick around here soon. It's currently 2:02. I'd expect at 2:30 that there will be something more to be seen and some more fun gameplay to be had. So thanks very much, everybody.
Bye.